5 harsh truths about old age you need to accept to live a happy life. Life as it unfolds into old age brings a unique set of challenges and opportunities. It's a season of reflection, growth, and for many, profound wisdom. But to embrace the full richness of these years, we must face certain truths head-on. While some of these truths may be difficult to accept, they are the keys to finding peace, purpose, and happiness in this new chapter of life. Here are 5 harsh truths about old age and how embracing them can lead to a more fulfilling, joyful life. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss an update. 1. You're no longer the center of attention. One of the most challenging realities of growing older is realizing that the world no longer revolves around you, or at least it feels that way for years, perhaps decades. Your identity was tied to your roles: a devoted parent, a hardworking professional, or an active community member. People sought your advice, relied on your expertise, and needed you in ways that gave your days a sense of urgency and purpose. But as time marches on, the demands begin to fade, and you may find yourself feeling sidelined, as if the spotlight that once illuminated your life has dimmed. This shift can be unsettling. It might even feel like a loss of relevance or importance as younger generations take center stage and the rhythm of life moves on without asking your permission. The invitation: slow down. The phone rings less often. It's easy to mistake this change as a sign that you matter less. But here's the deeper truth: your importance was never measured by how many people depended on you. In this stage of life offers a profound opportunity to redefine what being the center truly means. When you step back from the illusion of constant scrutiny, you'll find an unexpected freedom waiting for you. The world, as it turns out, was never as focused on you as you thought. People have always been absorbed in their own challenges, fears, and goals. They weren't analyzing your every decision or measuring your worth the way you might have feared. Realizing this isn't dismissive, it's liberating. It allows you to shed the weight of external expectations and begin living for yourself fully and authentically. Consider this: how much of your energy has been spent worrying about what others think? How many moments of joy have been overshadowed by the fear of judgment or the need to meet someone else's standard? The truth is, as you grow older, the audience of your life grows quieter, not because you're less valuable, but because they too are caught up in their own stories. And that's a gift. It's an invitation to turn inward, to ask yourself what truly brings you happiness and to pursue it without apology. Living authentically in this stage of life doesn't mean isolating yourself or abandoning the people who care about you. It means shifting your focus to the relationships and activities that bring you genuine fulfillment. It's about recognizing that the quality of your connections matters far more than their quantity. Instead of worrying about being the center of attention in a room, you can focus on being fully present with the handful of people who truly see and appreciate you for who you are. This shift also challenges us to embrace the quiet joys of life, the ones that aren't performed for anyone else's approval. Whether it's a morning spent tending to a garden and an afternoon immersed in a good book or the simple pleasure of watching the sunset, these moments become richer when they're not weighed down by the need for validation. When you stop striving to be seen, you start to notice the beauty of simply being. And perhaps the most unexpected gift of stepping out of the spotlight is the ability to connect with younger generations in a different, deeper way. Instead of competing for attention or clinging to roles you've outgrown, you can offer your wisdom, your stories, and your presence as a guide and a source of inspiration. Your value isn't diminished, it's transformed. You're no longer the star of the show, but you've become something even more enduring, the foundation upon which others can build their lives. In embracing this truth, you might find a profound sense of peace. You no longer have to prove your worth to the world because you've already done that in countless ways. Now your worth lies in simply being present, being real, and being unapologetically yourself. The center of attention may shift, but the center of your life remains firmly in your hands. It's here in this space of quiet authenticity that happiness can flourish. 2. Your body's changing, and that's okay. Aging brings with it an undeniable truth. Your body changes in ways you may not have anticipated. The same legs that once carried you effortlessly through bustling streets or up mountains may now ache with each step. Tasks that used to be second nature, tying your shoes, bending to pick something up, or even getting out of bed, might take a little more effort. The reflection in the mirror may show new lines, softer contours, or grayer hair, and while these changes are natural, they often stir a sense of loss or even frustration. It's tempting to view these shifts as a betrayal of sorts, as though your body has let you down for much of life. We take our physical abilities for granted. We push, pull, and power through without giving much thought to the intricate systems keeping us moving. Then one day, things slow down, and suddenly what was once effortless becomes a conscious effort. This can be disorienting, even disheartening, especially in a culture that glorifies youth and strength while treating aging as something to fight against. But here's a truth that many overlook: your body, even now, is not your enemy. It's a loyal companion that has carried you through every joy, every sorrow, every challenge you faced. It has weathered storms and healed from countless small betrayals, a broken bone, an illness, a sleepless night, and still it carries you forward. Instead of seeing these changes as failures, what if you chose to see them as reminders of all you've endured and all you've achieved? Aging gracefully doesn't mean pretending these changes don't exist or trying to reverse them. It means learning to listen to your body with compassion rather than criticism. It means honoring the signals it sends, whether it's a need for rest, a gentler form of movement, or simply more patience. Acceptance is not the same as resignation. It's an act of kindness, a way of saying thank you for carrying me this far. Let's keep going together. This acceptance also requires letting go of comparisons, whether to the person you once were or to others who may appear to be aging differently. Every body is unique, shaped by its own history of use, care, and circumstance. Comparing your current self to your younger self is like comparing a well-read, dog-eared book to a pristine one still sitting on the shelf. The wear doesn't diminish its value, it enhances it. Each line, scar, and wrinkle tells a story of resilience, experience, and life lived fully. Of course, acknowledging these changes doesn't mean you stop taking care of yourself. On the contrary, this is a time to double down on self-care, not out of fear of aging, but as an act of self-respect. Eating nourishing foods, staying active in ways that feel good, and getting regular medical checkups aren't about chasing youth but about supporting your body in the ways it needs. Now movement might look different. Perhaps it's a gentle walk instead of a jog, or yoga instead of weightlifting, but it's still mattering deeply. These choices aren't about defying age, they're about embracing it with strength and grace. And then there's the deeper gift of these physical changes. They remind us of the impermanence of life, urging us to focus on what truly matters. As the distractions of physical perfection fall away, you have the opportunity to invest more fully in the connections, passions, and moments that bring you joy. The time spent with loved ones, the pursuit of hobbies that ignite your curiosity, the quiet moments of gratitude. These are the things that aging allows us to savor more fully. Your body, even as it changes, is still the vessel through which you experience life's wonders. It allows you to feel the warmth of the sun on your face, the comfort of a loved one's embrace, and the satisfaction of completing a task no matter how small. These moments don't require a body that is perfect or without limitation. They only require one that is present and willing. So let go of the idea that aging is something to battle against. Instead, see it as a transition into a new kind of strength, one that is quieter but no less powerful. Your body is not the same as it was years ago. But neither are you, and that's okay. Together you and your body have grown, adapted, and endured. Together you will continue to do so, finding beauty in every stage of the journey. 3. Not everyone will be there forever. A harsh and deeply human truth about aging is that not everyone will walk this journey with you until the end. Friends you once laughed with, family members who were your anchors, and even life partners who share your joys and sorrows may not be by your side forever, whether through the inevitability of time, distance, or the unthinkable finality of loss. Relationships shift and people leave our lives. This truth cuts deeply, especially as we grow older, and the weight of absence feels heavier in our younger years. It's easy to take companionship for granted. We are surrounded by friends, colleagues, and family in the hustle and bustle of daily life. But as time moves on, those circles grow smaller. Loved ones may pass away or relationships may drift apart due to circumstances beyond your control. The quiet moments of solitude become more frequent, and the spaces once filled with laughter and conversation may feel emptier. This reality is painful, and it's okay to grieve the relationships you've lost. Grief is not something to brush aside or move on from. It's a testament to the depth of love and connection you've shared. The ache you feel in the absence of someone dear is a reflection of the impact they had on your life. But amid this grief lies an opportunity to honor their memory by embracing the life you still have. The truth is, no one is meant to stay forever. Relationships are like seasons, each bringing something unique and beautiful into your life. Some are fleeting but impactful, while others endure for decades. Instead of focusing on the end of these connections, consider the richness they brought to your life while they lasted. The stories, the laughter, the lessons, they remain a part of you, woven into the fabric of who you are. In this way, no one truly leaves you. They live on in your heart and in the choices you make each day. But here's the other side of this truth. As some people leave your life, others may enter it. New friendships can blossom in the most unexpected places. A chance conversation at the grocery store, a neighbor's friendly wave, or a shared hobby at a local club. It's never too late to forge new connections. While these relationships may not carry the same history as those you've lost, they can bring fresh joy and meaning to your life. Opening your heart to new people is not a betrayal of old bonds. It's an affirmation of your capacity to love and connect. This truth also teaches us to treasure the relationships we still have. Instead of letting time slip by, reach out to the people who matter most to you. Make the phone call, write the letter, visit when you can. Don't wait for the right moment or assume they already know how much you care. Life's unpredictability means that every moment with someone you love is a gift, one to be cherished, not postponed. As you navigate the shifting landscape of relationships in old age, it's also essential to nurture the most important relationship of all, the one you have with yourself. Solitude, while often mistaken for loneliness, can be a source of profound growth and self-discovery. Use this time to explore your passions, reflect on your journey, and find peace in your own company. When you learn to enjoy being with yourself, the absence of others becomes less daunting. Ultimately, the impermanence of relationships is not something to fear, but something to accept with grace. Each goodbye, as painful as it may be, makes space for new experiences, new connections, and a deeper appreciation for the present moment. Life is not measured by the number of people who stay, but by the depth of the connections we've had along the way. So hold on to the memories of those who are no longer with you. Let their lives inspire you to live fully, love deeply, and connect openly. And as you look around at the people who remain, allow yourself to embrace them wholeheartedly, knowing that the beauty of relationships lies not in their permanence, but in their presence. In doing so, you'll find that even though not everyone will be there forever, the love you've shared will echo throughout your life, giving it meaning, richness, and a profound sense of connection. 4. Change is inevitable. Change is one of life's few constants, and it does not slow down as we age. If anything, its presence feels more pronounced as the world around us shifts in ways that can seem startling or even overwhelming. Loved ones move away or pass on, neighborhoods evolve, technologies transform the way we connect, and even our own bodies and minds undergo changes we might not have anticipated. For many, these changes can feel like losing control of the familiar, a steady erosion of the life they once knew, but resisting change, clinging tightly to what once was, only magnifies the discomfort. It's like trying to hold back the tide with your bare hands, a numbing and ultimately futile endeavor. Change will come, whether we welcome it or not, and the sooner we stop fighting it, the sooner we can find peace within its flow. Accepting change doesn't mean we dismiss the past or pretend the losses aren't real. It means we learn to coexist with the reality of impermanence. Every moment, every season of life is fleeting, but it's also a doorway to something new. Think about the times in your life when you were forced to adapt to a major change, a new job, a move, a shift in family dynamics. At first, it may have felt insurmountable, even painful, but over time you found a way to make it work, to find joy and meaning in the new circumstances. Those experiences are proof that you are capable of resilience and growth, no matter how daunting the change may seem. As we grow older, change takes on new forms. It might be the empty nest after children have grown and left, the loss of a beloved partner, or the need to move into a smaller home or assisted living. These shifts can feel like endings, but they are also beginnings. The empty nest might become a space for rediscovering hobbies or deepening your relationship with yourself. The smaller home might offer simplicity and less burden, freeing you to focus on what truly matters. And the loss of a partner, while deeply painful, might open you to new relationships or a deeper connection with your own inner world. Embracing change also means staying curious and open to learning. Even now, the world today may feel like a whirlwind of new technologies, cultural shifts and ideas that seem foreign or intimidating. It's easy to feel left behind, but every change is an opportunity to grow. Imagine learning to navigate a smartphone to video call grandchildren who live miles away, or discovering a new activity like yoga or painting that you never thought to try before. These moments of adaptation are not just about keeping up, they're about staying engaged with life, continuing to grow, and finding joy in the unfamiliar. Perhaps the most profound lesson about change is that it often brings unexpected gifts. A closed door might lead you to a window you never noticed before. A storm might uproot what was comfortable, but it also clears the way for new growth. Change doesn't just take it transforms it, challenges you to rethink what truly matters, and invites you to evolve into a version of yourself that might not have emerged otherwise. It's natural to mourn the losses that come with change. You're allowed to grieve what was, to feel sadness for the parts of your life that have shifted beyond recognition. But once that grief subsides, you're left with a choice to dwell in the past or to embrace the present and the future it holds. The choice to lean into change, to accept it as a natural part of life, is a choice to keep living fully. There's a quiet strength and adaptability, a power in learning to ride the waves instead of being swept away by them. The seasons of life are not meant to remain the same. They are designed to flow, to teach, and to transform. And while change can be unsettling, it can also be beautiful. It invites you to discover new facets of yourself, new joys, and new ways to connect with the world. So when change comes knocking, whether it's a small shift or a life-altering upheaval, welcome it as a teacher. Let it remind you that you are not stagnant but ever evolving. Let it show you that even as the world around you transforms, your capacity to adapt, to grow, and to find meaning remains unshaken. Life's only constant may be change, but within that truth lies the potential for a life that is dynamic, rich, and full of discovery. 5. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is a concept that feels elusive at times, particularly as we age. It's easy to believe that happiness is something external, something that comes to us when circumstances align perfectly, when losses are few, and when life goes our way. But the deeper truth, the one that becomes increasingly clear with time, is that happiness isn't a stroke of luck or a gift bestowed upon us. It is a choice, a conscious decision to seek joy even in the midst of imperfection. As we grow older, life can feel more complicated. There may be days when the aches and pains of aging seem to overshadow everything else, the loss of loved ones, the quieting of once busy households, or the limitations of a changing body can all make happiness feel like a distant memory. But happiness doesn't have to depend on external circumstances. It begins within, as a deliberate act of perspective and gratitude. Choosing happiness doesn't mean ignoring the challenges of aging or pretending that life is perfect. It means shifting your focus to what remains rather than what's been lost. Consider the small, everyday moments of beauty that are so easily overlooked: the warmth of the morning sun on your face, the laughter of a grandchild, or the simple satisfaction of completing a puzzle or crossword. These moments are not trivial. They are the threads that weave a life of joy. When you pause to notice them, to truly savor them, you create space for happiness to take root. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools for cultivating happiness. It invites you to see life through a lens of abundance rather than lack. Even on the most challenging days, there's something to be thankful for: the people who care about you, the memories you hold dear, or the resilience you've built over a lifetime. Gratitude doesn't erase hardship, but it softens its edges, reminding you of the good that coexists alongside the difficult. Another essential element of choosing happiness is learning to let go of regrets, of what-ifs, and of the idea that life needs to be perfect to be fulfilling. By the time you reach your later years, you've likely lived through your share of mistakes and missed opportunities. But carrying the weight of those moments only drags you further from the joy you deserve. Forgive yourself for what didn't go as planned. Let go of the narrative that things should have been different. In doing so, you free yourself to fully embrace the life you have now, exactly as it is. Perspective also plays a crucial role. Imagine standing in the rain. One person might curse the clouds, seeing only the inconvenience and discomfort. Another might marvel at the beauty of the droplets falling, the fresh smell of the earth, or the life-giving power of the water. The rain is the same, but the experience is entirely different. Happiness works much the same way. It's not about what happens to you. It's about how you choose to see it. Shifting your perspective takes practice, but it's a skill that grows stronger the more you use it. Happiness, especially in later years, often comes down to presence, the ability to fully inhabit the moment you're in, without being consumed by the past or worried about the future. When you stop waiting for everything to be perfect, you begin to see that life is already filled with magic. The imperfections, the uncertainties, and even the struggles are part of what makes life meaningful. They teach you resilience, deepen your compassion, and remind you of your own strength. Perhaps the most beautiful aspect of choosing happiness is that it becomes contagious. When you radiate joy, even in small ways, you inspire those around you to do the same. A smile shared with a stranger, a kind word to a friend, or a moment of laughter with family can ripple outward, creating more happiness than you might ever realize. In this way, your choice to embrace happiness doesn't just enrich your life, it becomes a gift to others. So while the world may tell you that happiness diminishes with age, know that the opposite is true. Happiness isn't something you find, it's something you create, moment by moment, choice by choice. It's not about chasing after fleeting pleasures or waiting for the stars to align. It's about finding beauty in the everyday, appreciating the journey you've traveled, and recognizing that even now, in this stage of life, there is so much to celebrate. The power to choose happiness has always been within you, and as you embrace this truth, you'll discover that happiness is not about avoiding life's challenges but about finding meaning, joy, and connection in the midst of them. This is where true happiness lies, not in perfection, but in the courage to see life for what it is and to love it all the same. Embracing the truths of aging, life in its fullness is a tapestry woven with threads of joy, sorrow, growth, and change. Aging is not a closing chapter. It is a transformation, a time of profound reflection and a chance to embrace the person you've become after a lifetime of experiences. The harsh truths of growing older may seem daunting at first, but when faced with courage and grace, they reveal themselves to be pathways to a deeper, more meaningful existence. Each truth, whether it's the shifting dynamics of relationships, the inevitability of change, or the challenges of a body that no longer moves as effortlessly, holds within it a lesson and an invitation. They ask you to let go of illusions, to shed the weight of unnecessary expectations, and to step fully into this chapter of life with openness and authenticity. These truths are not here to diminish you, but to free you from distractions, allowing you to focus on what truly matters: love, connection, gratitude, and the beauty of the present moment. Happiness, at its core, is not found in avoiding the struggles of aging but in embracing them as part of the human journey. It's about finding joy in the ordinary, cultivating resilience in the face of loss, and choosing to see life's imperfections as opportunities for growth. It's about understanding that every wrinkle, every gray hair, and every scar is a testament to a life well lived, a badge of honor earned through years of perseverance and love. This time of life is a gift, a chance to slow down, to savor, and to prioritize what matters most. It's an opportunity to deepen your relationships, to explore passions you may have set aside, and to leave a legacy of kindness and wisdom for those who follow in your footsteps. The truths of aging remind us that while time may change the way we live, it cannot diminish the value of our lives or the love we share. As you move forward, may you carry these truths with you, not as burdens, but as guides. May you find strength in your resilience, peace in your acceptance, and joy in the simple moments that make life beautiful. And most of all, may you recognize that the story of your life, no matter where you are in it, is still being written. You have the power to shape it with wisdom, grace, and the unwavering belief that even now, the best is yet to come. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.